Most men over 60 don't realize that the way they drink water, yes, plain water, could be the hidden cause of weak erections, low stamina, and decreased testosterone. It sounds crazy, I know, how something so simple could cause such significant problems. But after helping thousands of men over more than 25 years of clinical practice, I can say with certainty that the issue isn't always age. It's your daily habits. And one of the most overlooked habits is how and when you drink water. I'm Dr. Anna, a physician graduated from USP, specializing in Urology from the Federal University of Sao Paulo, with over 25 years of experience in men's health and a researcher in the Andrology department. I've treated men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who came in hopeless, convinced their best years were behind them. But time and again, I've seen how small adjustments, like changing your hydration routine, can restore energy, performance, and confidence in ways they never imagined. What if I told you that even mild dehydration can make your blood thicker, slow circulation, reduce testosterone, and increase stress hormones, all of which make it harder to achieve and maintain erections? And what if the solution wasn't in a pill, but in a glass of water used the right way? In this video, I'll share 8 science-based secrets about water and erections that older men wish they'd known years ago. These are the same tips I give my patients every day in my office in Sao Paulo. And toward the end, I'll reveal a little-known morning technique that takes just 7 seconds, and when combined with proper hydration, improves blood flow and bedroom performance. Keep watching. This could be the most important video you see this year. Before we start, if you really want to improve your health and regain your confidence, make sure to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss practical, science-based tips designed specifically for men over 60. And if this video seems helpful, write 1 in the comments. If not, write 0 so I know how to help you better next time. I'd also love to know which state in Brazil you're watching from. Alright, let's get to the point. The first thing we need to talk about is blood flow, because without it, there's no erection. And what most men don't know is that blood itself is mostly made up of water. That means if you're even slightly dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, slower, and harder to circulate. And when blood doesn't flow freely, especially to the areas that matter most, your ability to get and keep a firm erection is directly affected. Let's break it down. Water is blood's best friend, and erections depend on blood. Let me tell you something I've learned after more than 2 decades listening to men like you behind closed doors. The number 1 complaint I hear isn't always about testosterone or libido. It's, "Doctor, it doesn't work like it used to." And 9 times out of 10, before checking hormones or medications, I ask one question. How much water are you really drinking? Most laugh it off. They say, I have coffee in the morning, maybe a soda at lunch, but water? Almost none. The truth is, an erection is a hydraulic event. It's about pressure. It requires blood to flow to the penis, fill the chambers, and stay there. But if your blood is too thick, too slow, or too heavy to move properly, that pressure never builds. You might feel the desire, but physically, your body can't respond. Blood is over 90% water, so when you're not hydrated, even a little, your blood gets viscous. Your heart has to work harder to circulate it. That means less oxygen delivery, fewer nutrients, and yes, less blood flow to the penis. And this isn't just my opinion, it's basic human biology. One of my patients, Carlos, a 68-year-old retired teacher, walked into my office in Sao Paulo looking downcast and said, "Doctor, it doesn't work anymore. I think I'm too old." He'd accepted it as his new normal. But when I reviewed his lifestyle, he was doing almost everything right except drinking water. No serious illnesses, no problematic medications, just chronically dehydrated. I asked him to commit to one small change. Drink water steadily and intentionally throughout the day. No quick gulps, no cold bottles, just slow, steady hydration. 2 weeks later, he came back smiling. "I don't know what changed," he said, "but it's working again." That's the power of proper hydration. It thins your blood, improves circulation, and supports all the mechanisms your body relies on for performance. And it doesn't take much, just consistency. Most men don't realize that even mild dehydration can reduce blood volume enough to make a difference. You don't feel thirsty, but your body is already slowing down. Your erection strength weakens, your recovery time increases, and your confidence starts to fade quietly, bit by bit, over time. But here's what makes this even more important. Your blood doesn't just carry oxygen. It also transports hormones, testosterone, nitric oxide, and essential nutrients that travel through your bloodstream to where they're needed. If that system doesn't flow smoothly, nothing works as it should. So the next time you feel like your body is failing, don't jump to conclusions about aging. Ask yourself first, am I hydrated enough for my blood to do its job? This is just the beginning, because even if you're drinking enough water, there's something else that might be sabotaging your performance from the inside. And it's even more dangerous than poor blood flow. It has to do with the hormone every man needs and what happens when your body goes into survival mode. Dehydration silently reduces testosterone. I remember sitting across from Walter, a 72-year-old recent widower living alone in Rio de Janeiro. Sharp mind, clear eyes, but his energy was fading. He looked at me and said, "Doctor, I don't feel sick. I just don't feel like myself." There was no crisis, no obvious medical emergency, but something in him had dimmed, and he didn't know why. We talked. He wasn't on any major medications. He exercised a bit, ate well, wasn't depressed, but felt apathetic, low motivation, and no real interest in intimacy. And behind it all was a silent fear. It's over for me. I ran his tests. His testosterone levels were lower than average. Not alarmingly low, but enough to explain why he felt dimmed. When I asked about his water intake, he admitted, almost like a confession, probably not much, to be honest. And there it was. Most men don't realize that dehydration does far more than tire you out or make you thirsty. It puts your whole system into survival mode. Your body starts conserving energy, protecting vital organs, regulating temperature, and maintaining blood pressure. And anything non-essential for survival, like reproduction, libido, muscle building, and testosterone production, takes a backseat. Testosterone isn't just about sex. It's about drive, strength, identity. It's the inner fire that makes you feel like a man. But when your body detects a lack of water, it suppresses that fire to save itself. And the more dehydrated you get over time, the more this hormonal imbalance becomes your new normal. But that's not all. There's another enemy that dehydration brings along. Cortisol, your main stress hormone. When you're dehydrated, cortisol levels spike. And here's the problem. Cortisol and testosterone can't both dominate at once. When cortisol rises, testosterone falls. It's like a seesaw, and most men over 60 are unknowingly stuck on the wrong side. Back to Walter. We didn't put him on testosterone injections or hormone replacement therapy. Instead, I gave him something much simpler, a hydration routine. He started drinking water first thing in the morning, carried a bottle with him all day, and took small, steady sips instead of waiting to feel thirsty. He avoided caffeine in the afternoon, steered clear of alcohol before bed, and listened to his body. 4 weeks later, he walked into my office with new vigor. "Doctor," he said, "I feel awake again. I'm laughing more. I'm even interested in meeting someone." That spark had returned, and all he did was give his body what it had been silently asking for: water. The truth is, many older men aren't suffering from a hormonal failure. They're suffering from long-term dehydration, and no one told them. But even if you're drinking water every day, there's something most men do completely wrong. And it's not about how much, but how. This single mistake could be why your body still isn't responding the way you'd like. Most men drink water the wrong way. When I started telling men that the way they drink water affects their erections, To be honest, most laughed in my face. I'll never forget Miguel, a 67-year-old retired truck driver from Minas Gerais, a big, straightforward guy. He looked at me, laughed, and said, "Doctor, it's water. What should I do? Pray to it?" I smiled and said, "No, Miguel, but you should respect it." That's where most men go wrong. They think drinking water is as simple as grabbing a bottle when they feel thirsty. But the truth is, by the time you feel thirsty, your body is already dehydrated. And when you chug a large amount at once, especially cold water, your body can't absorb it properly. Instead of hydrating your cells, that water rushes through your system, overloads your kidneys, and flushes out valuable minerals. It's like dumping a bucket of water on a dry sponge. It doesn't soak in, it just runs off the sides. Your body prefers consistency. It wants small sips of water throughout the day. That way, it maintains blood volume, balances your nervous system, and keeps your hormones in check. Even the way you sit makes a difference. Drinking while seated, instead of standing or moving, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode, allowing for better absorption. And here's something most men have never heard. Even letting the water mix with your saliva for a few seconds before swallowing helps your body process it more effectively. It's an ancient practice backed by modern science. Miguel was skeptical, but agreed to try. He stopped grabbing cold water from the fridge and started drinking room temperature water slowly throughout the day. He sat down to drink and began paying attention to when his body needed water, instead of ignoring it until he felt dry. 3 weeks later, he called my office. "Doctor," he said, "I don't know what kind of magic this is, but I feel stronger. Not just in bed, but overall." It's not magic, it's physiology. When you respect how your body wants to receive water, it rewards you with better circulation, more stable energy, clearer focus, and yes, stronger erections. It's not about drinking more, it's about drinking smarter. Most older men never learn this. They assume hydration is just a matter of quantity, but the quality of how you hydrate makes all the difference. Think of your body like a classic engine. You wouldn't flood it with gas all at once and expect it to run smoothly. You'd fuel it slowly, carefully, and consistently. Your body works the same way. And here's the trick. Even if you're drinking water the right way, you're probably still doing things during the day that cancel out all your hard work. Small habits that seem harmless, but are draining water from your system and sabotaging your progress. There's nothing more frustrating than doing the right thing and not seeing results. I see it all the time with my older patients. Men who commit to drinking more water, changing their habits, and really trying to take care of themselves, only to come back weeks later saying, "Doctor, I feel a little better, but it's not what I expected." That's exactly what happened with Henrique, a 74-year-old retired pilot who followed my hydration advice to the letter. He took slow sips, avoided cold water, drank while seated, did everything I asked. But when he sat across from me at his follow-up appointment, he looked puzzled. "Doctor, I expected more." So we looked closer at the rest of his routine. What we found were small daily choices that seemed harmless, but were actually working against him. Like many men, Enrique started this morning with a strong cup of coffee. Later, he enjoyed a glass of wine with dinner. After eating a juicy orange or some watermelon slices, he'd drink a big glass of water. None of that seemed like a problem, until we looked at it from a hydration perspective. Caffeine and alcohol are diuretics. That means they actually pull water out of your system, increasing urine production and leaving you more dehydrated than you think. You might think you're replenishing with water, but if you drink it after coffee or alcohol, you're just trying to catch up to something you never fully reach. Then there's the timing issue. Drinking water right after eating water-rich fruits like oranges, grapes, or melons can dilute your digestive enzymes and cause bloating. When that happens, your body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients, and your water intake loses some of its benefit. Even something as innocent as drinking too much water too quickly, what we call overhydration, can flush out key minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium. These minerals are essential for nerve function, muscle contractions, and yes, your sexual response. Once Henrique understood this, we made some minor adjustments. He started spacing out his water intake more intentionally, drinking before meals instead of after fruits, slightly reducing coffee and wine, and adding a pinch of sea salt to his morning glass to help retain essential electrolytes. Within a few days, he told me, "Doctor, it's like my body is finally getting the message. I feel balanced. I feel like I'm working with my body instead of against it." Sometimes the solution isn't doing more, it's eliminating the subtle things that silently sabotage your efforts. Once you remove those hidden mistakes, the benefits of hydration start working in your favor, almost like flipping a switch inside you. And now, I want to share a simple 7-second morning habit that works in harmony with proper hydration to unlock real, lasting performance. Over the years, I've come to believe that the first few minutes of your day can shape everything, from your energy to your mindset to how your body functions. Especially after 60, those initial moments matter more than ever. And while hydration is the foundation, there's a simple habit I share with my patients that takes it to the next level. It takes just 7 seconds, and when done consistently, it can awaken something inside you that may have been dimmed for years. Gilberto, one of my longtime patients, was 71 when he came to me. He'd followed his hydration plan religiously. Room temperature water spaced throughout the day, avoiding cold drinks, steering clear of dehydration triggers. And it helped. His energy improved, his mood was brighter, but something was still missing. He said, "Doctor, I feel good, but not great, like I'm almost there." That's when I taught him the 7-second morning trick. It's not complicated and doesn't require any special equipment, just you, your breath, and your intention. The technique is simple. A slow, deep inhale through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds. Then exhale gently through your nose again. What this does is stimulate the release of nitric oxide, a natural molecule your body produces that acts like a switch for blood flow. It tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach every part of your body, including the one you're probably thinking of right now. Most men over 60 have declining nitric oxide levels. It's one of the reasons blood flow weakens with age, even if your heart stays strong. But with just a few intentional breaths every morning, right after your first glass of water, you can activate this system and boost your circulation. It's gentle, it's natural, and it works with your body, not against it. Gilberto was skeptical at first. He was, "Doctor, how is breathing going to fix anything?" he asked. I smiled and said, "Just give it 2 weeks." And he did. 2 weeks later, he walked in looking lighter, like a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. "Doctor," he said, "I don't know how to explain it, but I feel switched on again. My body feels like it remembers how to work." That's what this is really about. It's not about becoming someone you're not. It's about helping your body remember who you've always been. If this video was helpful to you, give it a like and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. Next week, I'll reveal the full 21-day protocol that combines this technique with specific exercises to amplify the results even more. Until the next video, this is Dr. Anna. Remember, vitality has no age. It just needs the right care.